Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back for another dose of League of Legends action. And this time I joined a game from TheOddOne, so I'm pretty sure he does not need an introduction. Most of you guys know who that is. He's going to be playing on, let's see, I believe he's going to be playing some Mundo. So he's doing Jungle Mundo. I actually thought he was going to be doing Lee Sin when I clicked on it because it said like playing Lee Sin for 2 minutes, and then I guess he actually swapped with Swift Break here, and Swift Break is going to be going top lane, and that's fine with me. Mundo, as we've been coming to know, is just a really annoying as hell jungler. He's so terribly difficult to kill, so he can bait people so well. And not only that, but he's great at invading enemy jungles, and he can stick to people like glue. So he's got so many different things that he can do to really shut people down. And then not only that, but Chu8 is on this team playing as Morgana once again. So these guys are gonna have their work cut out for them. I don't really, the only person I know on this team is Ninja, who's also on my friends list. And top solo only, I saw him in the last game that I casted as well. So I'm not sure about the rest of these guys. Overall though, this is around a 23-2400 ELO match that I'm casting. So all of these players are very good, and we'll just have to see if they are going to be able to handle what looks to me like a really strong team comp for blue. Now, looks like Blix actually ran around here, and this could have been really bad for him if they were all prepared for it, because Blitz was all by himself. And he stepped on the trap there. He could have been destroyed if Ryze was there to shut him down and Ninja was there to stun him. Oh, what is this? That was so amazing. He actually pulled top solo only over the wall. He was actually aiming for the blue golem to kind of reset it, but instead, it looks like top solo only was so pro. That was the best. I don't know if he did it. It looked like he did it on purpose. In fact, let me just go back because I swear he did that on purpose. Okay, so I think maybe top solo only knows that he's gonna pull that. So in order to stop, oh, I see what he did. Okay, so at first I thought he was trying to stop him from pulling that blue buff over by standing there, but I think he actually meant to put a trap there and in a safe position, and just ended up, luckily, being grabbed. Like usually you don't want to be grabbed, but it actually made it possible for Udyr to get his blue buff very easily. So that's kind of funny that it worked out like that. But anyways, that was awesome. So, and this bottom lane, let's see, it's going to be Ashe versus Caitlyn and a Sona with Blitzcrank. So they're going to need to really watch out for those grabs. And if they land them, it's going to be hard for them to deal with, since the Ashe has that slow that he can just keep them, because they're going to try and run away. And so Ashe is going to be like, no, you're staying put because I've got my slow on you, dude. Let's take a look up top. It's a Kayle, which is interesting. I just ended up watching a game where there was a Kayle top. Of course, I wasn't able to actually commentate on it. Oh my god, look at that damage going down. Swift Break really taking it hard, even though he's got that rev buff. Doesn't seem like it's going to help him out early game against this Kayle, just because, well, it's Kayle. I mean, she can slow you down with that Q and then hit you so many times. I'm not really sure what runes he has on her. Let's see. Oh, it's gonna be hard to tell. Right now, I'm gonna actually take a look. Ninja coming in here for some type of gank. He is gonna have to flash if he wants to get this. And does he have bear stance? Yes. So he has his bear stance ready to go. And so we'll have to see how that works out for him. And actually, there it is, and he's running in, goes for the flash. I knew he was going to try and go for the flash bear stun. And here's the dive. This could be really bad. Ignite coming in. First blood for Lee Sin, and he does get the kill. Lucky for him that Ignite, just one more tick, finishes it up. Otherwise, that would have been really bad to give away that first blood with no reward for it. But luckily, Ninja is here to push down these creeps, and what that's going to do is force Lee Sin to actually miss all of this creep farm. But now that he's oh, that was almost bad. If he had gotten nailed by that cleaver, he could have been, shut down by Mundo. So not going to be the case here. Taking a peek at bottom lane, though, we see ward placement in the bush, going to help them out a little bit against March 8, so don't think we're going to have any pulls there anytime soon. Oh, what? You knew he was there. What are you doing? Top Soul only trying to use that heal to keep himself alive, and the Ignite is going to take him down with one last auto attack. Now for the win is running away from Sona, is a little bit low HP, but should be fine with March 8 there to kind of push them back. If she tried to chase a little further, then he would have just taken her down. But Michael, what do you think in your head? You're like, okay, I've got a ward, there's a Blitzcrank, and there's no creeps. Let me just run right up on there, and oh no, I got pulled. How surprising. It's pretty silly to think that even at this ELO level, people still make those kind of mistakes. So if you're seeing people do that and you're thinking you're in ELO hell, it's not the case. ELO hell exists at all levels. And so it's always up to you to just carry the game and win. And oh my god, Yoda now getting grabbed. Looks like he's going to be in big trouble. Can he stay alive? They need a few more attacks, but it's not going to be enough. So they are just backing off here, luckily for them, because if they had chased further, I think he would have fallen to maybe a Q from Sona. But if not that Udyr was on his way down as well. Also, they did know that. I mean, they do have a ward, so that's kind of just paying attention to your ward placement. I know sometimes, and I'm just gonna say myself, like I'll place a ward down and then I won't even look at it, and I'll still get ganked. I'm like, what? Where did they come from? I had a ward. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to look at them any map, and you know it doesn't happen all the time, but it's definitely you have to pay attention to what's going on. So like if you're in the middle of a fight, you still need to be aware of your surroundings and like, are people coming down to help the enemies that I'm trying to kill? And if they are, you have to be like, okay, do I back out or is it worth staying for the kill? And a lot of times it's smarter to back off if you're gonna get shut down and give a bunch of kills away and maybe not even get the kill yourself. So up top here, Swift Break getting a little bit higher level, eventually going to be in a situation where Kayle can't even touch his life bar. Like she'll use all her mana and he'll shoot back to full health instantly. And that's the problem with Lee Sin, is that he's just one of the most irritating champions to lane against. And he's got the shield, which it doesn't shield that much, but the thing is, every single time he uses an ability, he's going to get that lifesteal. And here we go, Volt Ninja coming down bottom to do some work, but TheOddOne is doing the same thing with some counter gank, and there's the pull onto top solo, only doing big damage, but with her Q, she is able to take a kill before falling herself to TheOddOne. Will they be able to pick up another one? Volt Ninja just stopping to do a stun onto TheOddOne before backing off himself, using that shield to stay alive. And top lane, some action happening as well. Dude, Amazing gonna fall. Swift Break is just way too strong right now. And again, that's what I was saying. Lee Sin is a I just want to curse, like, he's an a-hole. And even if you're that strong, I mean, Kayle is really, really good against melee champions. But, you know, Lee Sin, he's just stronger. And so now she's going to lose 2 creep waves because she tried to engage him and lost. And that's exactly the wrong position to be in. Now going to be 2 levels behind. And keep in mind, that was after being what seemed like was ahead early on. Now, 2 levels behind at only 7 minutes. That's a terrible position to be in, especially against the Lee Sin, who can literally just walk up and kill you now. And so I'm really concerned for this Kayle. And there's the nice arrow with the pull. Top solo only doesn't even have his support there. What are you thinking, buddy? This is just consistent mistakes over and over in the bottom lane, really going to put him in a bad position, and probably a good thing to just keep him top lane, because obviously with the name top solo only, I mean, clearly this guy needs to be top solo only, as his bottom lane skills are just not there. And that's going to give blue team an easy dragon. And you know, the funny thing about this is I'm seeing a lot of kills in this game, and they're not even coming from TheOddOne or Chu8. So it's like these guys don't even have to do much. Like, they're good enough to win the game on their own, but their team's just taking advantage of purple already. So kind of starting to look like if it keeps up like this, we're going to see one of those snowball games where blue team does just have a complete simple victory. They're not worried about anything at all. Swift Break intelligently checking that bush with his Q, but even then still not running in there. So that's pretty intelligent. Like, he could have probably been in big trouble if he ran in there and found Dude I'm Asian. Now, this is interesting. Looks like TheOddOne is going to go for a Trinity, possibly. Well, I don't know what he's doing. He went for a little magic tome there, and getting kicked into the wall. It's not going to shut him down completely. Not going to go for the dive. Very intelligent of him not to do that. And I do see TheOddOne coming in here. It looks like he could have potentially came around for a gank onto this Ryze. Won't actually see that successfully off. A lot of wards here. Look at all these pings from purple team. They're just saying, what the heck is going on? They think that TheOddOne's probably up in there. I'm not sure exactly what they have in mind, but here we go. TheOddOne has a pretty good handle on things since Lee Sin came back to lane at a lower amount of health. It gave him the advantage, at least for the time being, and then, you know, he's actually going to lose a few creeps here. So luckily, he was able to catch back up in levels, at least somewhat. Let's take a look how close. So he's about halfway to the next level. And so, all right, so actually TheOddOne is now ahead in level, and that's pretty interesting. I don't know exactly what happened. I guess I wasn't really watching when Lee Sin left the lane and lost all that experience, but let's see how he does here. He's going to jump in, and he really wants to engage, but missing that Q is, well, his cue to back off, as when you miss your abilities on Lee Sin, that's going to really hurt your damage. But now that he got another Q on there, he could do some work. But meanwhile, bottom lane, Yoda in trouble here. TheOddOne doing some damage. Ignite being placed on him. Chu8 coming from behind with his ultimate will take down Yoda with that pool of death. And top solo only doing as best as he can to take down Chu8. Not enough damage, but here's the flash coming in. Warzy actually able to pick up Ashe. They had no idea he was coming from behind, and that Q just almost able to pick it up from Chu8. Binding does miss, and March 8 in trouble is gonna fall, and Warzy just doing real work. Top solo only almost took a cleaver to the face and died. Well, he did take a cleaver to the face, just didn't die. And he just needs one more attack. TheOddOne, are you gonna get the kill here, buddy? Is he gonna do it? Oh, and it trades! TheOddOne picks it up, but at the same time, the top solo only shot it off right before getting hacked in the face. And Chu8 almost falling there. There's so much action on this bottom lane. Holy crap, guys, just calm down. It's gonna be okay. Go back to your lanes and farm. But yeah, that was pretty intense. And I'm gonna take a drink of water. Alright, Warzy is backing off. He has no mana left. He used it all to try and finish it off that Chu8, and man, he was so close to finishing off Chu8. He just needed a little tiny bit more damage to make it possible. Volt Ninja is like, I don't care, man. Shoot me in the face. It's not a big deal. TheOddOne actually starting to win this lane, and I thought he was going to be in bad shape against Lee Sin. So that's very interesting. I'm not sure what happened. Like, I was like, damn, this Swift Break guy, he's just completely demolishing his lane, and this Kayle is not going to be able to handle it. But that was not the case. Kayle came out, and now she's actually winning the lane. So that's 54 to 76 creep score at 12 minutes, already 20 ahead. And lost his tower. Not really a good spot to be in at all. He did land his Q, but still doesn't want to engage. There's a couple of creeps here, even that cannon minion. Those are really scary. Don't want to deal with that, so he's playing it smart. He knows that right now he just wants to try and freeze his lane in a good spot and farm that. Kayle now free to roam. Looks like she is either going to be heading into the bush to gank him backwards here. Okay, here we go. So she is going to be jumping on. He's not actually turning around to fight, so he did take a little bit of poke, and that's exactly where you want to be. But meanwhile, bottom lane, Volt Ninja coming in for a bit of a gank on the bottom lane, but needs to be careful. There's the grab. The pull does miss, so let's head mid as there's a gank from TheOddOne coming in onto Warzy, and I think he's in big trouble. Ultimate from Chu8 is enough to shut him down. Chu8 grabs that kill with the last tick of pull, or sorry, just one tick of pull, I meant to say. And it seems like, did anyone die bottom? No. So bottom was fine. They didn't grab anyone with that pull, so that kind of shut down their option of actually being useful there. Ooh, nice job. He did predict the grab from March 8, and top solo only looks like he might be able to come back into this game. I mean, Caitlyn is a very strong bot laner. She can sit there and poke from such a good range, and wow, look at that damage. Holy crap. Yoda just chunked Ashe's HP. That's one thing you can do, and there's the arrow going to miss, though unfortunately Swift Break would have really liked to have seen that hit, because he needs any kind of advantage he can get right now after getting shut down hard by that Kayle. In fact, he's actually behind farm from you know, TheOddOne, which is pretty interesting to think. You know, I mean, top lane behind your jungle, and the jungle has, I mean, TheOddOne has been ganking profusely this game. So, I mean, it's just a really good indicator of his skill, and obviously he's known for playing pretty much just jungles all the time. That's what he does for Team Solo Mid, and so there you have it. And looks like they're going to be grabbing this blue buff for the... He actually missed his cleaver on the... Just after I started talking him up, he's like, oh, I missed my cleaver on the golem there. And another engage here. Top solo only getting a little bit of his HP chunked down, but it actually isn't that bad considering that it took an ultimate from the Blitzcrank to do so, and now he's already back to pretty much full health from a couple of attacks. He's got, wow, look at that, so much life still. So right now he's building himself in such a way that he can take that harass from Ashe and not really be worried about it, because not only does he have heals from Sona, but he's got that life still just from his auto attacks. Now here looks like a pretty nasty engage about to take place. Pull not landing, not going to be useful in this fight. So now they know they can engage if they do it quickly before that. Oh, not good though. Chu8 lands the binding. Yoda in big trouble. Will fall. Doom is the name of the game here as Chu8 takes that kill. Top solo only going to fall if that knight gets one more tick, but he's lucky enough that it does not. And he needs to get out of there now with vision for the win. Going to come in. Oh, and he grabs it with the flash. And there's the arrow. Actually not going to land. And looks like for the win is going to be good to go here. He's going to try and slow down WarZ. WarZ doing really big damage there, picking up a kill onto the Blitzcrank, and now chasing, going to stop the Ashe right in her tracks, but not enough to kill her. Volt Ninja though, flash, boom, bear stance takes the kill with a stun. Swift break now turning it around, and WarZ goes down. This is just bad. Everybody falling around the place, but TheOddOne has finally shown up to the party. He wants to take down Chu8, but Chu8 gets a great binding. He's going to turn his attention to TheOddOne and jump right in there. Chu8 is actually able to get the kill on the TheOddOne, but he does shut down Chu8 in the meantime. So wow, what a sick engage. It was so back and forth. He dies, she dies, then they die. Oh my god, I don't even know how many people died in that fight. Like, everyone's like respawning by the time more people are dying. It's crazy, and all that time Dragon was not picked up. In fact, I don't think they even started Dragon. There was just too much action. Alright, TheOddOne here, he's sitting around looking for some action. They don't have a ward here, but there it is, there's the ward, and he shoots over his Q, not actually finding a target as Yoda was not in that general vicinity, but I think they can take this dragon quite easily, although the Volt Ninja here runs in, he wants to see if he can smite it. They are going to shove him backwards. Blitzcrank a little bit low HP. They're going to go ahead and get that dragon. No problem. They finish it up. March 8 is going to fall. There it is. Yoda actually picking up the kill. Support, no problem for the win here. Putting some deeps onto Yoda, but it looks like this Sona is just actually very deadly right now. And almost, wow, look at Swift Break's health, almost dying to that Caitlyn ultimate, just barely surviving from that. Now WarZ on the chase, Chu8 in big trouble. Will that stun save him? It's going to be hard to say. It looks like no wards are going to be just enough to help him escape there into the bush. So that was a great play by him in that situation. They did take the dragon, so that was a good play for them overall. And wow, this game is already super duper intense. Both teams very close together. I'm not even going to call that an advantage or a disadvantage other than, let's see, you know, they both got pretty much the same map advantage from, you know, top lane, mid lane being down. So really both teams very, very even right now, despite, you know, what seemed to me at first like, holy crap, you know, bottom lane was getting wrecked, and then but then you look top lane, and this Kayle just completely turned it around on Lee Sin and shut him down. So there's a lot of action going on right now. We're going to have to just see where the next team fight takes place. And you know, now that they've got that dragon down, I think they're going to be focusing on these turrets. As right now, if they group up, we could see them going for a big push onto that mid turret. They want to get that down, and that's going to give them a lot of coverage for possibly an early dragon if they choose to do so. Alright. And TheOddOne heading back top. He's going to do some farm. What is he actually building up? Let's take a look. Wow, Nashor's Tooth. He's got a full Nashor's built up, so he's going old school Kayle, which I don't necessarily agree with because she doesn't scale the same way she used to with her passive. So she can't do, you know, it's not necessarily as strong as it used to be. I think better, it's better to build her with more, if you want to go attack speed, go for like the Wit's End and the Malady. And you know, that's your magic damage on top of what you've already got, and then you can go for attack damage with a Black Cleaver. So that's probably the better Kayle build in my personal opinion. Now I know this guy's high ELO, but that doesn't mean that he's got like, you know, the altogether best Kayle build. So anyways, just adding my own little personal opinion on there. If you're playing Kayle, I definitely recommend going for attack speed and attack damage with the possible added, you know, magic damage from the item, but not necessarily an Nashor's Tooth. In any case, it'll be all right. She's gonna have a little bit more damage on her Q and on her heal. She'll be able to heal for a little bit more, so we'll see how it actually works out in the end game. Let's see what she can do here. I don't think she's gonna engage on the TheOddOne, as he did run into the bush. She's gonna be safe. Plus he has his ultimate ready to go, and she would be kind of a fool to actually go full on onto him with the possibility of getting dove at her tower and taken down. Looking down bottom, there's a little bit of action as the arrow does fall on the top solo only. Heal being used is going to keep him alive, but there's the kick. Holy crap! Lee Sin doing work here, and that is enough to really finish him off. No way to get out of that one. That was a great Lee Sin play, you know, comboed by that Ashe arrow. Ashe arrows really do make plays. A lot of people have it in their mind that Ashe is not, you know, all that viable, but you guys just need to watch these good Ashe players who make those plays with landing those arrows and so much utility with that slow that yes, Ashe is viable. You just farm up, get those good items, and you just learn positioning, land your skills, and you're good to go. Kayle is actually doing a really good job here of zoning out TheOddOne and, you know, kind of focusing down his life just a little bit. He's got his ultimate still, so he hasn't popped that. I think he's saving that for the right moment, and he'll be completely good to go, get almost full health back. He does have that Spirit Visage built up as well, so he's got so much health just from popping his ultimate that it's negligible the amount of health that he lost from, you know, poking around that kill. And he's just farming around in the jungle right now, so he honestly doesn't care. He's not going for an engage. Nice little binding there. Chu8 lands on a Volt Ninja, forcing the flash, and Warzy gets caught by the Lee Sin. Gonna fall to an ignite for the win. Picks up the kill actually with an auto attack, so the ignite didn't even take that one out. TheOddOne Asian gonna be heading back to safety here, trying to save this turret before they go ahead and push it down. So he's gonna be a human ward for just a little bit. Probably needs to be somewhat careful. If March 8 runs in there, he's gonna see him. That could be a binding or a grab into a kill. Luckily, he's able to jump out just in time, but this is an extremely terrifying. Oh, what are you doing? Yoda, you don't check that bush. You know they went missing right here. There's only a couple places they could have been. Terrible, terrible decision. And now they might be grabbing an easy Baron here. Wow, that is just a game-breaking decision of Yoda to run in there by himself to that bush, especially when there's a Morgana. Okay, there's times. All right, well, hold that thought. We've got a fight breaking out here. Volt Ninja doing his best to stop this. Swift break, actually almost falling to an ultimate from Caitlyn, and just barely saving himself by using his shield on an ally. Wow, nice job there, knocking himself over, but a flash from March 8 will keep him in trouble, and binding from Chu8. Wow, look at the timing on that. Chu8 knows exactly what he's doing with his abilities, and now TheOddOne on the run here from TheOddOne Asian. Could be bad though for blue team. This is looking pretty scary. He's trying to get out there as fast as possible. He doesn't have his ultimate up, so he can't get out, and he's gonna fall. Warzy takes the kill. Could this be a tower for them, or are they gonna go straight for Baron? I don't know. It's hard to say. It looks like the turret is gonna be the answer. Good choice, folks. I agree. I always, well, almost always prefer to get towers over Baron when I can, just because that's how you win the game, unless getting the Baron is going to allow you to grab several more towers. So it looks like they got both, and that's going to be a big win for them. What looked like it was going to be a really bad situation once they lost Sona, and you know, it actually turned out really well because they weren't able to get the Baron fast enough. So now for the win, trying his best to stop this. Arrow is actually, ooh, man, I was going to say if that stole a Baron, that would have been sick, but no, it still has way too much health left. This is looking really bad. He just shut down Kayle. Kayle is down. They do take the Baron, luckily, but now they're going to lose several people, and you know, in return for that, 3 have now fallen. Probably gonna say that would be like an even trade if they don't lose anymore. Oh, what are you doing, Warzy? What is he doing? So crazy. Now Chu8 coming around. That's going to be a 4th kill. Probably going to lose their mid turret because of this. Very bad decisions today. And now top solo only was trying to pick up some gold up top. Going to put himself in a terrible position. What are you thinking? Chu8 comes in, mops up easily. Doesn't even pick up the creeps. And they're going to lose top turret and mid turret just because of some terrible, terrible decisions. These guys are throwing this game away like it was, you know, like it was just candy at the $2 store or something like that. I mean, what are they thinking? This is a game that, even though they're really far behind, they can still win. Like, that Baron fight could have gone so much better. They could have at least had 2 people alive. Like, obviously, it went bad once the Kayle turned around and the Ashe shot in there and started doing some damage, and then they got caught. So yes, that was terrible. But they could have salvaged the situation by bringing 2 people back and just defending that mid turret. They could have given up the top. I mean, there's a lot of different options instead of Ryze being greedy, trying to pick up 1 extra kill, obviously not being the case, and then Caitlyn being greedy, trying to pick up CS, and then she actually didn't commit and ended up dying anyways. Anyhow, TheOddOne now trying to bait this out. Looks like he's doing an effective job of doing so. Volt Ninja getting completely destroyed there. Ashe going to do some work, but a nice ultimate keeps him alive a little bit longer. I think he will make it out safely. That was a nice job from the Kayle. Top solo only will fall. Chu8 picking that one up. And Asian now caught by Swift Break. Probably won't be able to go anywhere. Oh, actually does not hit his Q, so he's going to be good to go. But Ashe had that Sona locked down, and now a flash being forced out from Warzy. They are just on the run. There is not much they can do at this point, and I think that very soon we're going to see a win from the blue team as they've really got this shoved in very hard. Now, I don't think they're going to push for the win at this point right now, but they are going to take this inhibitor down and possibly... Ooh, Ryze! What is going on? There's the pull. He was probably typing in chat or something and not expecting that. He will fall. Chu8 picking up yet another kill for himself. And now... Woo! Looks like top solo only picked her off a straggler as Blitzcrank was just low enough for that ultimate to win it over. He didn't have his little shield up because he was taking those hits from the turret, I suppose. And that's going to give them just enough time to run away and farm it up. Swift Break actually now getting caught here. Volt Ninja on the chase. Don't think he can get away unless he can get to a creep. Can't. No, the slow is just too much. He's going to need a slow from that Ashe, but she's actually out of mana, and she could be in trouble too if she doesn't get out of there. And wow, you know what? Actually, he was able to get away. I really thought he was going to go down there, and ooh, this Ashe doing big damage. Could she kite this out a little bit further? Doesn't look like it's going to be the case, but look at, and this is why Ashe is so strong. She, even without that much mana, she's able to do big, big damage. She's hitting there, she's critting, she's got that Infinity Edge and Phantom Dancer, she's fast, and she can kite. She's got her slows, not only from her spells, but from her red buff. That's a stacking slow there. So big, big damage and a lot of utility on top of that. So I'm really surprised that Lee Sin was able to make it out there. You know, I figured for sure they would have killed him. Yeah, what do I know? TheOddBro is backing up to the base, and I think we're going to be seeing some grouping up here really soon as everybody's just kind of picking up whatever creep farm they can. It's coming down to, I think, a final engagement, a final team fight to end them all, or possibly a team fight that blue team will lose and allow purple to get back in the game. Now they have lost their inhibitor, so they're on the defensive right now. Luckily there's no dragon or baron up, so they're not concerned about losing that. The main thing they have to do right now is win some fights. And ideally it would be a baron engagement. If they can catch this Ashe and take her down, that's going to be a big win for them. However, a huge problem for them is Chu8. Chu8's Morgana is completely demolishing these guys right now. Now, Volt Ninja just barely escaped death there. If he would have gotten grabbed, that could have been a bad situation. Of course, Udyr is extremely tanky, and I imagine it would be very difficult for them to actually get the kill. And here is a Shirley being used. They might go for the engage, but they can't. They just ran into a wall of slow from that Ashe. Dude, I'm Asian, almost getting taken out by Chu8, not even able to return much damage at all. In fact, Chu8 looked like just literally laughing that damage off from the Kayle. Kayle is really not a threat. I mean, she went for Triforce and Nashor's. Yes, she does do a little bit of damage, some upfront burst, but not nearly as much as she would if she had a proper build. And now Warzy getting caught all by himself. There's the arrow. Luckily, he dodges it by just running south. And Swift Break, what do you think? This guy's crazy. He was running all the way back in there to try to make some work happen. So not going to really work out for him. Flash being used by, I guess, Warzy. I think he flashed backwards. Chu8 now going to get an ultimate off. Is it going to be enough to stun? No, not in time. And there's the grab. Warzy getting caught there. March8 will fall to him, however, so probably not the best decision in his case. Chu8 going to be seen by solo top, and will he actually go down? That Ashe is going to crit the crap out of him and stand in the bush. He's good to go. Holy crap, that was a nice job standing in that bush. Warzy, you just need a few more attacks and you're going to fall. And there's the shutdown. He takes out the Lee Sin. Perfect ultimate from the Kayle, keeping him alive. And now for the win is on the run. I think with this slow that will be able to allow them to catch her, but it's going to be very close. And there it is. Ace from the Q on the Caitlyn. Amazing play by purple team. Everybody had their spells in perfect order. Top solo only stood in that bush and knew that if he attacked Ashe one more time, he would have died because she would have had that vision on her. But she stood there, she waited for the heal from that Sona, and then came back. She ended up getting an ace with her Q. Perfect play there from the Kayle as well, using her ultimate at the best timing ever, making it so that Ashe couldn't pick up that final kill, ending up in an ace. So, wow. Just an amazing, amazing job by purple team, and that's exactly what they need to get back in this game. So I feel like they've done a great job. Their inhibitor is now up. They need to shove these lanes back out. The Baron is ready to go, so we're going to see an engagement on that Baron, and if they can win this next fight on the Baron, they can probably come back into this game, secure their win if they continue playing at that level. And it's going to be up to blue team to not go in, all kind of spread out like that again, as they do have a really strong team if they kind of group up and actually truly fight a team fight there. Because on that last one, they were all kind of on the run. This Ashe arrow not going to land, doesn't look like. So right now, there is the pull from the Blitzcrank. Volt Ninja, not really the best target though. March8 taking a bunch of hits from that. Going to be really forced to just kind of back out and play it safe. TheOddOne taking big hits as well, but he can bait it out. He's got his ultimate ready to go, and he does use that right now. So there we go. We see his life coming back. He's going to be right around half HP, stepping on that trap on purpose so that he knows that he can escape and not accidentally stepping on it later. Very smart play. If you can step on a trap and you know that it's not going to put you in a bad position, that's generally a good thing to do so that your team doesn't accidentally step on it later and end up getting yourself caught and losing and dying, that sort of thing. Looks like purple team does want to go for this Baron if they possibly can, but they need to be careful. They don't have wards here. Luckily, there is no oracles, so they could potentially come in here and start warding up the area if they play their cards correctly. But at the same time, they got to be really careful. If March8 comes around here and gets a rocket grab off, then that's going to be terrible for them. Here it is, Volt Ninja taking big hits from that Ashe. Holy smokes, she is really destroying them. Look at that. She's got a Last Whisper built up, so she is going to just demolish the HP of even the strongest tanks on their team. And there's the arrow. It is going to hit Warzy. Can he get out of there? No, he's going to get taken down. There's ultimate from the Sona, but gets quickly taken down by Ashe. Double kill from Chu8, and any kind of chance that purple team had of coming back is swiftly dwindling, as that was a 3-for-0 exchange. They're going to take down that inhibitor once again, putting them back in that terrible position that we were in earlier. Just, oh man, have so much engage here. It's terrible. Like, they've got Blitzcrank grab to deal with, they got Ashe arrow and a Morgana binding. So there are many different approaches for blue team to secure a kill on just one champion, which is all it takes to win an entire team fight. And in this case, that's been happening over and over again. So really well done. Oh my god, looks like TheOddOne Agent wants to stop this Baron as best as he can. Not gonna happen. Gonna get binded and will fall promptly. Can he actually pick up this Ashe before he goes down himself? And it doesn't look like it. He just doesn't have the damage. So again, with that build, it's that upfront burst, and that's what you saw. He was able to do pretty good damage to Ashe right away. But after that case, he just didn't have what he needed to follow up. So if he had maybe a Black Cleaver or an Infinity Edge and a Phantom or anything of that nature, I think he would be in much better shape. Whereas in this case right now, it's just literally not happening. He's not going to be able to match the damage that Ashe is doing, especially, I mean, he went in 1v5, so it was a really ballsy move in the first place, and really not much could have came from it. So Yoda now picks up an Oracle's, going to do his best to remove and strip all of the vision. That way they can at least safely push out of their base, and it's very necessary. At this point, when you are down an inhibitor, you have to start warding up and you have to remove the vision from the enemy, or you're just going to get pushed and shoved in, and you're going to be in a really bad position. You're going to be fearful anytime you go somewhere in a lane, and that's just, you know, one of the main problems. So right now he is kind of vulnerable if he goes out by himself, but at the same time it seems like he's going to be good to go. No one else is in the general vicinity. They're just kind of hanging back, and they've picked up their Baron, they've got their Dragon ready to go, and so all they really need to do right now is push the rest of these inhibitors down. Now, for some reason, they're actually pushing the mid lane. I don't know if they're going to try and go for a win. Don't think that's going to be the best strategy. Their lanes are not pushing on their own, so they really should probably work on that. Sorry, I moved the screen around a little too much there. So I'm just going to watch what unfolds here. So what you're seeing right now is the Caitlyn using her ultimate anytime she gets. Normally, late game like this, it's not that strong of a damage. Warzy actually, is that Warzy flashing in to try and get the kill on the Ashe? That was a very close call for her, almost getting taken down, just doesn't have enough damage to make it work. Ooh, and there's the ulti from Sona, does catch a couple of them in there, but really the more tanky people are the ones that are getting stuck inside that, and Chu8 runs in, using his Zhonya's Hourglass to use a full ultimate on the entire team. Warzy will fall, that's 4 down. Last one up, Udyr, where are you at, buddy? He's actually over here fighting March 8, and so now he's going to be on the run. Don't think these guys have a chance. This is probably going to be them pushing in for the win. I believe that is the end of the game coming up right here. Overall, very well played by Purple Team. And, you know, as much as they tried to get back into it, they just could not handle the good team coordination of TheOddOne and Chu8, and really just everyone playing so well. I mean, Swiftbreak got shut down early on, but the Ashe did so well on bottom lane with the help of everyone else, and just overall they couldn't. I mean, they couldn't make the right decisions. They kept getting caught in bad spots, and that's also due in part to the great engagement options of both Ashe and Morgana. Not to mention they have, you know, all these other strong champions to follow up a really big front line that's not going to die instantly. So overall, they did a great job of picking correctly and playing those champions to the best of their abilities. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this, as always, please hit that like button. Leave me a comment down below. Let's discuss what you thought of the game. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because, you know, you want to see some more, right? Again, I'll show some more videos. I'll try and get a couple of commentaries in every day or so if I can. And let me know how many you think is too little or too much, and I'll try and do you know, as much content as I can for you guys. Also, Diablo 3 coming out soon. I know this is a League of Legends video, but just as a final announcement, I'm super excited about the game, so I'll be doing a bunch of videos on that. I'm going to keep trying to do these commentaries while I'm playing Diablo 3, but I'm going hardcore Diablo 3 mode and playing a lot of that. I think I'll definitely make time to do 1 or 2 commentaries, you know, every day or so for League of Legends in the meantime though, so I'm not gonna, you know, leave you guys up to dry, and I'll probably do some Diablo 3 videos as well. Anyways, that's too much talking for an end of a video, so peace out guys, let's go to cheese.